Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to our NBA video for November 30th, Tuesday, November 30th. We have a 5-game slate, so we should be able to run through this pretty quickly. I hope you guys had a good night. I know we have the New Orleans and LA game still going on at halftime. All the rest of the games are over. So we'll dig into this slate right here and see what we can come up with. We're going to start with Draftkings as usual. We'll start with point guard. And we're going to start with Mr. Curry, MVP of the league, Mr. Do-It-All. On small slates, you're going to need raw points. Usually you can't really fade the best players or the best fantasy point producers. That's usually an L. And when I say the best fantasy point producers, I mean Giannis, Jokic, Curry, AD when he plays. So, Curry being 11-4, he is absolutely in play. He is a little pricey, but, there's a chance he pays it off. 11-4. He needs about 60 fantasy points. They're going against Phoenix. Is Phoenix going to let him run wild? The issue is Curry's matchup proof, so there's no real defense out there that can stop him. We've been watching Curry for years. If you sit here and tell me Phoenix is going to stop Curry, I'm going to tell you you're out of your mind. Curry is absolutely in play. Let's just see what else is out there, see if there's any value. If there's any value, then Curry goes from a good play to a must play. So let's see. James Harden at 11-3. Listen to what I'm telling you. Harden said himself, he doesn't know when to pass and he doesn't know when to shoot. He doesn't know when to be passive, he doesn't know when to be aggressive. That's what he just said. If you want to go ahead and play him for 11-3, you're going to need about 58 fantasy points. And this is James Harden. James Harden can absolutely give you what you need. But this isn't last year. This is 2021. He hasn't been the same. If you want to spend your salary on James Harden, feel free. It's just not for me. Is he a good play? He's always a good play, yes. But with him mentally, conflicted in his role, I'm not paying this price for Harden. Westbrook against Sacramento again. We've seen that the three wise men in LA. We've seen that they can coexist and get their fantasy. As far as fantasy points, we've seen they can all get their fantasy points. Nobody else will get nothing. We've seen that many games. I don't feel comfortable in my heart to pay 10-8 for Westbrook, even though we know he can get it. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook is not going to go off while LeBron sits on the bench. You know what I'm saying? It's a more than likely scenario. LeBron James has more fantasy points at a $400 less salary. That's the pickle you find yourself in with the Lakers. It's AD and LeBron, or is it AD and Westbrook? You know what you're gonna get from AD. If AD plays his minutes and he plays his rotations, you know he's gonna give you 50, 60 fantasy points. We know that. It's hard. It's hard to pick out of Westbrook and James which one to take. I'm taking James because he's $400 cheaper, and he seems to have a chip on his shoulder last couple games. LeBron James is a top play for me. Westbrook is a good play, but I would rather play LeBron James. Lillard is not playing well this season, and we're almost at December. He hasn't been the same. The numbers say, the eye test say that he's not worth 9,700. You're gonna need about 50 fantasy points from him. And even against Detroit, I don't have confidence that Lillard is gonna give us that. Lillard's given us 40, 56, 26, and 27 fantasy points. Lillard, as you know, could go out there and shoot the lights out. But that's not what he's been doing this year. We can only go by what somebody shows us. And he shows us that he's just not right. Unfortunately, I won't be playing Lillard on a 5-game slate when he's $9,700. However, you guys can feel free to do whatever you like. At $9,700, I wouldn't do it, but hey, who am I? Van Fleet, 8,700 against Memphis with no Ja. That's a good price. Van Fleet will be able to get whatever he wants. The only problem I have with Van Fleet is you have Barnes, you have Siakam. I don't know. I don't even know if OG's playing yet. We're gonna have to get there when we get there. So right now, Van Fleet is a good play. But let's see what's out there. Let's see what's going on with the rest of his team. Booker, 8,600, good price. You're gonna need about 48 fantasy points. Actually, let me tell you exactly how many points you're gonna need. I lied. You're gonna need 51 fantasy points if you want to win money at 8,600. You'll take 43. You'll take 43 fantasy points. Can he give you 43 fantasy points? Yes. When I'm paying over $7,500, I want players that I know for sure are gonna, have a great chance of giving us more than we need. And when I say more than we need, I'm looking for 6 times value. 8,600 times 6. Because I want to win money. I'm not playing to play, I'm playing to win. 8,600 times 6 is 51.6 fantasy points. Can Devin Booker give us that tonight? 32, 45, 42, 39. His last 4 games. Booker could give us 51.6 fantasy points. He's Devin Booker. But what's the chance of him do that against the number 1 defense in the league? Listen, $8,600. Let me tell you why it's not a good play. So when you come down to the next player, you get De'Aaron Fox for $200 less, who's playing a team with the worst defense in the league. So you tell me which one of those makes sense. And not only that, Booker, who shares the ball with Chris Paul, and the backup point guard, De'Aaron Fox is the main ball handler on his team. De'Aaron Fox is absolutely the better play. Chris Paul's always a good play. You need 48 fantasy points. You'll take 40. He averages 40. You're going to need 48. It's going to be a tough matchup at Golden State. It should be back and forth. Should be a close game. I do like Chris Paul, but keep in mind Golden State's defense is a lot better. McCollum, 8,000. I'm sorry. McCollum, 7,900. I don't even want to say last man in because he's priced up. He's just not for me. 7,900. He's going to need the same as Chris Paul, 40 to 47, 48 points. 46, 75, 28, 33, 75, 32, 25 fantasy points. The reason you're looking back at the last few games is you want to see what they've been doing. Basketball is a game about trends and streaks. When players start to play better they usually start playing better for a couple games. When players are playing bad, they usually play bad for a few games. If you look back at what they've been doing, you can see what kind of trend they're on. You're going to either get trending down, trending up, or neutral. If a player is neutral and his last 4 games is 46, 28, 33, and 32, what's the probability that that player's going to bust out with a 50 or 60 point night? Exactly. If you're paying $7,900 for a player, you want to know that this player is there's an upside to this player. When you play Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter, certain players, you know that there's an upside because they're going to give you blocks or steals or assists or a lot of $7,900. What's McCollum going to give you? When you think of CJ McCollum off the top of your head, what is he going to give you? He might give you an excellent scoring game. He might give you a few assists. He might have a game with 2 steals. But what is his real upside for $7,900? That's the question you got to ask yourself. I honestly would feel more comfortable with Cade Cunningham at 77 than McCollum at 79. Because Cunningham, if he's not hitting his shots, he's going to grab rebounds, he's going to get assists, he's going to get blocks, he's going to get steals. That's the type of players I look for. Same with Halliburton. Halliburton against the Lakers is a good player at $6,900. He's going to play, he's going to shoot, he's going to grab rebounds, get assists, handle the ball, he's going to get blocks and steals. The Lakers are sloppy with the ball. He's going to get a few steals tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Well, by the time you see this video later today. So, Halliburton, listen, what I've been saying for the last couple weeks, target the Lakers. Target the Lakers. High-scoring games. They can't blow anybody out. These games go into overtime. They can't stop anybody. There's people that's fast-forwarding the video to see the picks. Those are just the first 5. That's just the core from before we get news. You know what I'm saying? You don't win DFS 16 hours before the game starts. You win DFS in that 30 minutes before lock. When you get the starting lineups. When you get unexpected injuries, unexpected people with COVID that's out. That's when you win. That's when you win DFS. So if you fast forward the video and you're not listening to why we're doing what we're doing, you're going to be a failure. And I hate to be blunt. I hate to tell it how I'm telling it, but it's the honest to God's truth. You know what I'm saying? DFS is won right before lock. And I'm only telling you this because nobody was here to tell me that I had to learn everything on my own. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch hour-long videos of certain people, certain companies, and I learned nothing. You know why? Because they tell you they like everybody. They sign off the air, and then they be like, oh, sign up for our this and that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I'm telling you who's good, who should be good, who may not be good, who's trash, and then I'm giving you my core 5 just to start with. Because I want you guys to be better players. Okay? So, if you're listening to this, you're going to be successful at DFS. If you fast forward this and you didn't hear what I had to say, that's on you. I'm going to get where I need to be as far as this DFS space goes. Fast, medium, slow, I'm going to get where I need to be. If you guys are coming for the ride and you listen to what I'm telling you, you guys will be successful too. And you guys will be very profitable most nights. Because, listen, I've stopped posting, you know what I'm saying? But if you go on my Twitter, you go on my Instagram, you see days, consecutive days where I just win money. Consecutive. Baseball, basketball, whatever. It doesn't matter. Because almost the same theory applies to different sports. So listen, enough of that. Enough of the pep talk. Let's keep this thing going. I don't like giving out too much information, all in one video. But Halliburton, Fox, target the Lakers. I'll say it one more time. Especially with Fox and Halliburton, target the Lakers. Okay, you got Poole, you got Bane. You got Bane with no Morant. Bane is a better play, $500 less. RJ Barrett. If I had a gun to my head and I was told I must play RJ Barrett or die, I die. Okay, Tyus Jones. Good play if he starts. Whoever starts out of these two, I prefer. However, they're both good plays. I've seen Tyus Jones come off the bench and Melton come off the bench and be amazing, so that has nothing to do with anything. Isaiah Quickly, Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose. I want none of them. Killian Hayes, 4,200. He has never done anything to make me feel like he's worth $4,200. He had one game, 40.25, 13.75, 21.5, 11.5, 21.25. He is, let me tell you something about Killian Hayes. Let me help you guys out. So he's averaging 27 minutes a game. He's at a 0.84 fantasy point per minute. And he's at a 14.14 usage rate. That's bad. That's why his fantasy points are always low. Because he's not a good player on Detroit. Let me continue. And the numbers have backed it up. You know, I don't even hit you with the stats like that for every player. That's going to take up too much time. But the eyeball test says that Killian Hayes is bad. And then I just read out his numbers. And they confirm that he's a bad play. So let's move on. Listen, if Corey Joseph is starting, he's a fine play. If he's not, then whatever. Listen, the rest of this is dumpster diving. Shooting guard. Spoke about Van Fleet, Booker, McCollum, Cunningham, Halliburton, Wiggins. Wiggins is too pricey for me. $6,800 with, Poole, Draymond, Curry handling the ball. $6,800. You need 34 fantasy points, but you really want 40.8 fantasy points. You need 40.8 fantasy points from Wiggins. Hold on, let me do something. I don't ever want anybody coming into my chat telling me about trying to tell me about one of my plays, because I have everything in front of me that backs up what I'm saying. Hold on. I don't even know where Wiggins is. Hold on. Where is Wiggins? Oh my goodness. Wiggins is not even in my player pool. Nope. Wiggins should be in my player pool, and he is not. Oh well. So we have no data for Wiggins right now, and that's fine. However, last 10 games, 48, 32, 37, and 29. He's a good player, but he's not going to give you what you need. He's a good player. He's not going to give you what he needs because of his usage and because of the other ball handlers. That's pretty much the point of what I was trying to make. He's averaging 30 fantasy points. You need 40. Buddy Hield, 6,600. He lights up LA. He always lights up LA. He's a good play. Expect him to come off the bench and light them up again. The Lakers have the worst defense in the league. They let anybody come in and do whatever they want, and they're going to be in Sacramento. Sacramento is going to have a big game. This is one game I'd play Fox, Halliburton, and Hield. But who am I? Spoke about Poole. Spoke about Bane. Burks, if he starts. Burks' price went up because now the whole world's seen that he's a good play. Now his price goes up $1,000. Mikal Bridges, 5,500. I'll play him. Not the greatest play, but I'll play him last man in. Gary Trent is always a good play. If he plays, if he's not in, I'm going to play Scotty Barnes. If Gary Trent Jr. is not playing, I'm playing Scotty Barnes. We spoke about Melton. Fournier. THT, not for me. Not with the big three, not with the three amigos playing. When the three amigos are playing, you don't play THT. Patty Mills, not at 4,800. Joe Harris is out. Yes, I understand that, but Harden and Durant take up a lot of usage. They soak up a lot of usage. 34, 25, 30, and 18 at $4,800. You need 24 fantasy points. You'll take 28.8. If you think Patty Mills is gonna give you 28.8 fantasy points tomorrow, play him. I don't trust him like that to play him. Malik Monk, another one, good player, not gonna get enough usage. Not with the three amigos. Anthony Simons, last man in. You'll take him. Frank Jackson, I don't mess with none of these Detroit guards. If you want to play him last man in, good luck with that. Bruce Brown, another one. I don't know. Let me see something. 11, 27, 31, 32, 12, and -1. Or he must have got hurt. 5 minutes, 17 minutes the game before. Bruce Brown is not for me. Campaign at $3,800. If it looks like we're gonna need value, Campaign is decent. We're gonna wait for more value. We don't want value that plays 20 minutes. We want value that plays 25 minutes and up. At a cheap price. 31, 10, 26, and 16. Fantasy point. The guards on Phoenix are healthy, so I'm not seeing what Campaign is gonna come in and do. That's gonna be like astronomical. So with that being said, we're just gonna keep it moving to small forward. This slate, if no value opens up, you're gonna have to get creative. All right, we got OG out. So OG's out. We got Durant at 11-1. I think he went off his last game, if I'm not mistaken. 70 fantasy points. So I don't know what's going on with him and Harden, where Harden is saying he doesn't know when to shoot, he doesn't know when to pass. Not like Harden's a rookie. I don't know what's going on in his head, but listen, I feel more than confident to start off with Durant. Durant is my top play so far. 11-1, you'll take 56 fantasy points. You need 60 plus. With the lack of scoring in Brooklyn, if this game is going to be close, Durant's going to have to go off. So, yes, Durant's a top tier play for me. James is a top tier play against Sacramento. Listen, as much as I bash LA and saying that Sacramento's going to do whatever they want, LA's going to do the same thing back to them. This is going to be a high-scoring game. If anything, unfortunately, the pieces you want in LA are priced high, so you can't get them all. But if you could stack Sacramento, stack Sacramento. Barnes, very good play for me now. Brooks, good play for me. Should soak up a lot of shots from Morant being out. Wiggins, I don't know about Wiggins. Wiggins is on the outside looking in. He's not in the player pool for me. But listen, that's just me. If you like him, you can play him. At $1,600 with Brooks and Barnes for $200 more. Nah, I'm sorry. Buddy Hield, we spoke about him. Harrison Barnes, $5,900. Listen, his price is coming down. He's questionable. If he plays, you're going to want about 30 to 36 fantasy points from him. He's still going to get his minutes. And you know what? His shots are coming down. 19, 39, 21, and 18. But against the Lakers, if he's healthy, I'd play him I'd use Barnes' value. $5,900. We spoke about Barrett, Sadiq Bey, decent against Portland. They don't play defense. Mikal Bridges, we spoke about that. Norman Powell is out. Keep an eye on who they start. That might boost McCollum, because I don't even know what could have boosted Lillard at this point. But McCollum looks better with Powell out. But let's pay attention who starts with Powell. We did this. We did Fournier, THT. Kyle Anderson is going to play at 4,400. Otto Porter Jr. 28, 19, 14, and 40. That's Otto Porter for you. He's a GPP play. If you like living on the edge, he's just not for me. He can be a good play, but he's streaky. He can have a great game or he can have a poor game. That's on you. Up to you. You know what I'm saying? Bembry, 15, 13, 31, and 34 fantasy points. He shot 9 of 11 though, so don't get gassed and try to play him at 3,900 and think he's going to give you 34.75 fantasy points again. Because the probability of that happening is close to none. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Just want to see what's going on with my Okay. Alright, so Bembry, Bruce Brown, McCaleb. They might start McCaleb for OG or Gary Trent if he doesn't play. If Gary Trent doesn't play and OG is already out, McCaleb is a decent play if he starts. Alright? Okay. Nazir Little, if he starts for Powell, is a good play. But make sure he starts. Okay? Everything else, we don't want none of. When you see AD for 10-6 going against a team like Sacramento, there's nothing to really speak about. You just lock them in. Randall in play, Siakam's in play, especially with no OG. Jeremy Grant is an excellent play against Portland. No one on the defense puts fear in my eyes, and Jeremy Grant does a little bit of everything. Draymond, 7,200. I prefer Jeremy Grant. Scores a little bit more. Scotty Barnes is a good play. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a good play. Remember, there's a video of me saying that I love the power forwards. You know why? They do everything the small forwards do. Some of them shoot. Some of them can shoot like the shooting guards. Some of them can handle the ball like a point guard. But guess what the power forwards are? They're close to the basket. More rebounds, more blocks. Listen, There's levels to this. There are levels to this. Don't ever think I'm saying anything just to sound cute. I'm saying it because, it's a reason. Jaron Jackson Jr., Sadiq Bey, Carmelo not for me. Marvin Bagley has been playing 10, 20, 27, and 12, 12, 19, 35, and 19 minutes. We're going to need more consistent minutes before we start putting them in the player pool. Kyle Anderson, yes, you know what Kyle Anderson's going to do. Boucher, no. Jay Crowder, last man in. You can play Jay Crowder. You know they're going to need him in a close game. Covington's another guy. I don't know what he's doing. 28, 0.5, 24, and 5. I'm not playing Covington. Toscano Anderson. Listen, you're just going to play Nazir Little. You can play Larry Nance also. But Larry Nance, Nazir Little, that's about it. Everything else is if you want to lose. If you want to lose, go deep dumpster diving. Julius Randle is very enticing. I would love to play Randle and Durant, but I don't see enough value to do that. And then Anthony Davis messed up our plans by being too cheap. So let's continue. Ayton, good price. Nurkic doesn't play enough minutes. Rich Holmes should play well against the Lakers. Aldridge always plays well. Isaiah Stewart, 4,600. 6, 8, 22, and 14 fantasy points. He's not shooting enough for me, so he's a pass. Precious Achua might be a better play with Kem Birch out. 27, 28, 20, and 17. 26, 28, 33, and 36 minutes. He's getting the minutes, but he's not producing. Kevin Looney, Mitch Robinson, McGee. McGee's fine. McGee's okay. He's not the greatest player in the world, but with no value, when you have a game with no value, these people become a lot better. DeAndre Jordan is now a thing because there's no value. Dwight Howard is not. Dwight Howard, he can't be a thing because he can give you 20 fantasy points for 6, and 6 is just gonna make you lose a lot quicker. So, we've seen what's out there, and now we gotta. It's like making dinner with very few ingredients, and that's what we're about to do. This is the worst value slate of all time, and hopefully we get more value later today. But if not, we got to do what we have. So we're gonna go Fox. We're gonna go Halliburton. We're gonna go Scotty Barnes. I'll bring it back with Rich Holmes. 36-33, we wait for value. We wait for value, and if we have to downgrade, then we downgrade maybe at Scotty Barnes. Well, wherever the value is, we'll downgrade. But I would really like to keep AD and Fox. You get a high-scoring close game in Sacramento, and that's going to be all the difference. Anthony Davis is non-negotiable. Anthony Davis is non-negotiable, period. Let's jump over to Fanduel. Alright, listen, we made it through Draftkings. We know what's what. If you're new here, this is what we do. We break down these NBA slates every day, for every game, every player that matters. Listen, I'm not going to go into a whole spiel. If you're new, subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up the video, and everyone watching this video, like the video, that lets YouTube know you appreciate the video. That helps me get where I need to be. If you help me, I will continue to help you, and that's what life is all about. Everybody helping each other. That's it. That's that about that. So now let's jump on to point guard on FanDuel. 10-8 for Curry. At that price, you really can't, deny him. McCollum with no Powell, 7,200. Listen, Portland's been a shit show. I'm gonna just take Halliburton. I want to take McCollum, but Halliburton is cheaper and has been consistent. Listen, I'm just a messenger. Durant. If you could play Durant and Curry, that would be awesome. That's what we need value for. Dylan Brooks, 58, Buddy Hield. Covington made more money than Sadiq Bey is a crime. Pick up Brooks. Let me see. Pascal is at a good price. Scotty Barnes, 67. Jaren Jackson, 65. Let me see something. This is not gonna work. Out of the big three, I'll fade Durant before I fade Curry and AD, and I'm okay with it. If you want to mix and match, you can mix and match. You could play lineup for Durant and AD, Durant, Curry, Durant. You can mix and match, but you can't play all three. If you play all three, you're gonna lose because there's no value to surround them with. I'll go to Dylan Brooks like I was gonna go anyway. That leaves us with $5,075 for each spot left. So you got Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, Dylan Brooks. You got Halliburton and Steph Curry. Now you get your value, you plug, and you finish off your lineup. Let's go to Superdraft and let's get out of here. Listen, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video, and together we will get where we all need to be. Okay, Fox at 1.25. I have a feeling that Van Fleet's going to be very important. I like Cunningham, the fact that he does everything. Let's see who I'm overlooking here. Westbrook is going to play. Let me see. Let me play Curry right now. He's just too hot right now. AD, Durant is a 1. Let's do AD. Let's do Durant. And we're doing pure volume. They're only one multipliers, but their volume for fantasy points are higher than the rest of these leagues. Julius Randle should be up there. And for center, 8 is cool. Jaren Jackson. I'll do Jaren Jackson. And this is our super draft lineup. You got Fox, 1.25. Cunningham, 1.35. Curry at a 1. AD at a 1. Durant at a 1. Julius Randle at a 1.15. And Jaren Jackson Jr. at a 1.35. Alright, boys and girls. We have concluded this Tuesday night video. I appreciate you all. Hope you had a good night. I hope you guys have a good day. Remember to thumbs up, subscribe, like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. That all helps me get where I need to be. Remember, this is my job. This is all I do. So help me so I can help you. And I'll see you guys later. Any questions? Throw it in the chat. Keep it positive, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Have a good day, wherever you are, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.